I'm Cloudy and today I'm gonna do a little video ranking all of my cream blushes. I think this idea is fun. It's just like a petite little idea just to look at my whole cream blush collections and try to figure out which one is my favorite. Blushes are just my favorite thing right now to put on my face, and every time I want to do makeup, cream blush especially is the only thing that I want to put on my entire cheeks. That's the point. So I have 7 products right in here, and if you want to see how I'm gonna rank them, yeah, just continue to watch the video. Okay, let's start from the bottom up. To be honest, I don't think any of these products is bad because I think I make some good decisions to purchase all of them by watching reviews, by reading the description of the product and figure out whether it's suitable for me. But makeup is a progress through time, and I've been doing my makeup for actually 6 years by now, which is crazy, and my makeup preferences have changed, and that's okay. So I might like one at a time, and now I just don't really love it that much anymore, and it's okay. So this one is at the 7th place, but I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's bad at all. I think it's still a really good and solid product. It's the blush stick from ColourPop. I got it in the shade 25/8. I'm not sure what it means. And I'm gonna give you guys a little swatch of this product. So to me, I describe it as a neutral pink with a slightly warm undertone because I can see some orange and some peachiness in the color. The majority of the color is like pink. It used to be my favorite color when I was still in my pink neutrally era, but right now I'm more of a purpley, mauvey, and burgundy-ish pink kind of face. So this is just not my favorite color anymore, and I used to love it for that reason, but now that's also the reason that I don't wear it very often. And as you blend it out, you can see it's a very malleable formulation. So it's blendable, you can build it up, and you can shear it out to a certain degree. So it's not fully opaque, so I think it's very user-friendly. I still recommend it if you want to build your starter or beginner makeup kit. This is an affordable option that you might consider. But I have found the formula that works better for me, the type of products that just look even better on my skin, and this could be a cute look. I mean, I could build it up and get my hand really hard on this product to have this gorgeous, very fluffy and juicy flush, but it just takes too much effort, and I mean, I want something more impactful to begin with, to be honest. So slightly disappointed, but I'm sorry, you are at the bottom. You're still cute, you're still good, but you have to be somewhere. So next up is this adorable packaging juicy pink blusher from I think the brand is Approved, and I got in the shade BE01. This was hot. This was such a hot item at the time in Vietnam or Asian countries like Korea. And this is also a Korean brand as well. I think this packaging is adorable. You might mistake it for a nail polish bottle, but not. It's a blusher. And you even have this kind of brush tip application, which is really cute. So this is a neutral nudie color with warm undertone, and it actually smells really nice. It smells like any sort of delicious fruity drinks. um, ah, which is really, really fascinating. So this is the color. This is a tricky formula. I don't think that I would really like to use this one on its own because it's really sheer. So as it shears out, I mean, I'm not sure if you can see it. I can still see a slight tint on my hands, but I'm not sure it can pick up on a camera. So to me, it's a cheek tint. By definitions, it's a very liquidy, a lot of high water content type of formulations, and is kind of like shimmering and glowy. I love mixing this with any other product, with liquid bronzer, with liquid highlighter to create a even like flushing and more of a blush highlighter hybrid. I love mixing it with other blushes just to create like even dewier. And like sometimes when you feel like, okay, my skin is really dry today and I don't want to apply a thick cream formula, and I want to reach for something that's like slightly thinner but still has that kind of pigmented and saturated finish. This is something that I would grab for as a medium, and it works just as well because like I said, it's very thin, it's very watery, liquidy, so it's kind of like easy to use in that way. But like the whole process is a bit like complicated. You have to mix, you have to match the color. But I think because the color is really neutral, the color is just like right up the road, you can use it mixing with a bronzer, but like the undertone of the bronzer will not be alternated. And yeah, it's just like a neutralized medium. I won't change the color of the things that you're gonna mix with. So overall, I think I just love using it in that way, and by itself it's hard to use, but it's not that tricky. So if I truly want to spend time in building it up, I can. So my pet peeves with the products that I kind of like neglect in my collection is that if it takes too much time to use those products, then it's just not worth it. It's in the sixth place, so like not really high, but I still enjoy use it in a way. I still find a purpose of keeping it. So I think it's a good choice anyway. So the next one is going to be more about the cream blush formulation itself rather than the individual product. So this is a face palette, a blush lash highlighter palette. It's from the brand So Natural. It's the Powder Forum Blossom Blur Lighting. This is how it looks like. And there's two cream blushes. I think this is the oiliest formulation that I own in my collection right now, and there's something about it that's really interesting. So this is the two colors in the palette. This one is like a really pale light pink, almost skin tone pink. This is the bubblegum kind of bobby pink that went viral a while ago. So like right on my finger you can see like the oil slick effect. So like it's always on the verge of being a liquid blush for a cream blush. And this is how they swatch. I think I can use this cream blush alone. Not this one specifically, but like if you want something like a bit natural, I could do that. This like cool tone pink, I definitely could use it alone because I just kind of like enjoy this color from time to time. So like if I don't want to give up to the hype and purchase like a true bubblegum Bobby pink blush individually, I could remind myself that I have something very similar in my collections already and use this one. Overall, I think these two colors are just cute, and I kind of enjoy the formula. It's not my favorite one, so it can get sticky. And I don't like stickiness on my face, especially when I apply my makeup in a certain way, which is I apply powder product underneath and then cream blush on top. It's almost counterintuitive and it could get messy if I applied it in that certain way, but I just love the finish every time I do it. And that technique just works well for my type of skin. Like I have oily skin, but then dry in some occasion. So I think this one works using it in that way. It's oily but blendable and malleable enough, and it sets down in a Y so that I can even use it on top of a powder product. So it's a plus. I might try to blend it out so that you can see. Here it is. So like it dried out to almost like a sand matte finish. I don't like products that don't set. So that's my pet peeve. No, that's something that I truly don't like about cream products. Something that just stays sticky and then my hairs, just get stuck on my cheeks. That would be so awkward. And then I have oily skin, so that at the end of the day I'm gonna be oily anyway. Even though when it's really cold I still get a bit oily. So this is like a 8 out of 10 product to me. It's just like everything is good and good enough and a bit more than expected, and I think it comes in a quad. And I actually started to use the two cream highlighters as cream eyeshadows, like a little bit shimmering, not shimmering, but is the good word for that. So it's not like sparkly and shimmering, but it's kind of like a sheer wash of soft glimmering, like glossy eye look. So I think overall this product for the cream formulation it is quite good. So it's gonna be in my 5th place. Is that true? Yeah, 5th place. So this product, it hurts me a lot to put in this place because I used to love this one a lot. I used to kind of praise about this one. I kind of like put it in my top one blush formula, to be honest. I purchased it a while ago and I think I changed. I have to admit that it's not about the product, it's about me. So it's the Patrick Ta Dual Blush in the shade Ouge is different. I don't heard a lot of people talk about this shade in particular. They would be more into like She's So LA or something, and other shades in this line, but like not the shade in particular, which is weird because I think the shade is just gorgeous. This is what inside. It's so good, like the mauvey pink, the kind of like super pigmented, saturated, just a pink with a purple mauve undertone. I just love that one. I would put it right away. If you give me that color, I would rank it super, super highly. So, you see, I don't mind about the powder blush in this duo. I enjoy the cream blush even better. I think this one used to be my favorite because I didn't know a lot about cream blushes back in the day because I haven't tried a lot. I mainly focused on my powder blushes, so yeah, it was a phase when I was doing a lot of heavy blushes, but in a not so natural way. Yeah, by loading on a lot of powder products on my cheeks, which is not an ideal way for me right now. So just to have a cream blush in my collections and look at this compact, it's just so precious. And at the time when I own it, I feel like, oh my god, I'm one of those girls. I could catch up with the trend because I actually did. But is it like an outstanding formulation? Not necessarily. So like everyone could make it right now, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing that even drugstore, indie brands, or a high-end brand like this could make this kind of product so that it's accessible and based on your preference and your budget, your intention to use makeup, your visions of sustainability. You can choose a brand that suits your purpose, and that's great. That's the diversity in the market, and that's the only reason that makes it less special in my heart. It's sad, but it's just the face of the truth that when you have too many options, your only options at the time wouldn't be any more special anymore. So this is the color itself. It's such a beautiful color, to be honest to you. I think the camera washes out a little bit, so it's like a bit lighter on the camera right now, but so I can see that it's really, really gorgeous. Yeah, I do miss using it, but I can say it's a sheer and beautiful product. A bit sheer and has to be built than I expected to do yesterday. So this is 3 layers. So like I had to dip back into the pan 3 times to get this kind of opacity. I used to like that because I was someone who like apply the cream blush and then put the powder blush on top, or do it vice versa. I think it works both ways. But now today I just want something with impact. It's interesting to see how I change, and I don't see it as a bad thing. I keep it because I still want to use it, and I do still use it. So it's a great product, don't get me wrong. Nothing. So like I think to describe it, I use more of a negative kind of tone, but it's just the reality. It just doesn't fit the way that I want to do my makeup nowadays. But I think it's still great. If you want a precious piece of belonging, you should go for this one because it's so beautiful. So like just by the glimpse of it, you can see how gorgeous this packaging is. Like rose gold and very petite, very luxurious. So you should go for it. And I think I do also love this color. So like it hurts me a lot to put it in this place. But I have a job. I need to rank my favorite cream blushes. So here it is. And this is the 3rd place winner. To be honest, I got this one very recently, so like a month ago, and I've used it a handful of times, but I can tell you this is the sort of formulations I truly, truly enjoy, and this is like my ride or die formulation. And the color is just so unique. I forget to tell you that this is the Sephora all-in-one cream color in the shade Crazy Cherry. So this is a red. I think it's a neutral red, but I'm gonna give you guys a little swatch so that you can tell if I'm correct or not. But I just want you guys to see this. This is a, you know, really malleable and creamy and luscious formula. But then when you start to blend it out, it stays matte. Isn't that cool? And that's my favorite finish. So like I want something really easy to begin with. Like I can pick up it easily. I want to feel like the product is actually moving around, but I want it to set down in a powder kind of matte sand finish. I don't mind it being a bit matte, but yeah, I want that kind of like dry down finish. Because like I said, I prefer to apply something on top of powder, so sometimes sacrifice that the product should be a bit like compatible to the powder that you put underneath. So this is just the right type of finish. And I think this color is just really, really gorgeous. It's a bit similar to the Oshis Different in the Patrick Ta duo, but this one is more red. It's really, really vibrant and saturated and has a lot of nuance in it. So like if I sheer it out, it's gonna lean a bit blue tone pink. If I build it up, it's gonna be like true red. So I do like that about that. I put it in the third place because to give a full verdict about how good it is, or even like how long it could last, is quite inadequate at this point because I don't use it long enough or like often enough to say that. But overall, I think the experience is just really, really pleasant, and I enjoy using it every time. And I know I'm going to enjoy using it even more because like kind of the newness of the product, you're just excited every time you grab for something that's new to your collection. And I think this one is not exaggeratedly expensive. I think it's 25 Australian dollars. So it's from the Sephora collection. It's high-end-ish, but not really luxury high-end. It's just accessible, and I think this one is like a step up, an advanced formula that you should try. And if you don't like this kind of color, I think this could be too much. There are neutral options in this line, so there's something for everyone. The runner-up, the one who almost made to the first place, this is the Peep Balm from the brand Mimi. I'm not sure if it's the correct way to pronounce the name, but that's what I call it. So it's just right here, I believe. So it's just right here, and Mimi is in the shade 003. I don't know like the exact name of it because it's in Korean. So this is kind of like, it is actually advertised as a universal balm that you can use on your cheek, on your lips, or even as a cream eyeshadow. But I would just prefer to use it solely on my cheeks, and I'm gonna explain why. This is also the type of formulation that I described as in the Sephora collection one. This is like a dewy to the look, but then as you blend it, it dries down to a sand finish. So like no stickiness, no oiliness, no stickiness at all. And it's even like a step up because it's a bit dewy. So like it's not powdery. It still has some sheen, some like juiciness, some lusciousness in it. I'm not sure if I use that word correctly or it is even a word because it sounds really weird. But I just like the color, and even when you blend it out, you can still see the pigment is still there. It's really pigmented, but in a natural and user-friendly way. So like you can keep blending it out and it doesn't look patchy or like losing any pigment at all. Like, so like sometimes for a product, you can feel like it's really rich when you squeeze it out or like when you pick it up with a brush, but as you blend it out, like something just disappears, and that's not what you want. You want something that you can work with because you want, when you place a product, you want to know where it goes. So you can keep blending it, and you can really control the pigmentation of every area that you can blend it towards. So that's just great. And look at the finish. It's just like semi-satin, looking really healthy and gorgeous. And the colors, like, I think at this point you can already tell the type of color story that I like for a cream blush. So I think I don't need to talk too much about this product. It's just, there's something so special about it. But there's something even more special, the product I put in the first place. But this one is really solid. It's super affordable. Oh my god, like just forget to mention that, but it's so affordable. It's a Korean brand. It's really cute. I don't mind the squeezing tube. So I think overall it's a solid 9.5 out of 10. We have our favorite cream blush. This is the Flavedo and Albedo. This is the brand, and I think this is an indie Australian brand, which is really really exciting to try it last year. So the product's name is Jewel Tint. I got in the shade Toffee, and it was made in Italy. Not it really matters to me, but like, okay, it's good to be made in Italy, I guess. Um, so this is a cream blush in an aluminum packaging. So I believe the approach, the kind of philosophy of this brand is like no plastic packaging, which is good. But because it's like a painted aluminum, so it's gonna get some scratches, and I think the paint is gonna be faded through time. So that's the pros and cons. It depends on what you think and what you want to pursue with your sustainability lifestyle kind of thing. But the product itself is amazing. Look at the color. Look at the color. It's a bit of divergence from the berry, burgundy, purple-ish pink that I've shown you before. So like it's gonna be quite different from this one. This one is like more mauve and pink. It's a bit different from this one. This one is like red, and yeah, it's gonna be a bit different from the Patrick Ta, because Patrick Ta is like even more pink. This one is a brick red with a lot of brown undertone. So this is the color. You can see it has a lot of brown going in it, but there's some like a hint of rich red and warm tone, like orangey red. And I really like this color for like a bronzer look, like a hybrid between bronzer and blush, so that I don't need to apply bronzer every time I use this one, because like I said, I'm gonna over apply my blush anyway, so I don't need bronzer in that occasion. I mean, in a way, I agree with the description, like dew tint, so it's gonna give you a dewy finish. But once again, as you blend it out, it actually. So this is my intervention to the video, because I think I can do everything in the style of a overhead footage, but my battery died while I was filming my favorite cream blush. So I hope you're gonna enjoy the installment of me and my face while applying my favorite cream blush in my entire collection, the Flavedo Albedo Dew Tint in the shade Toffee. Yeah, I know it's gonna be a really disturbing and maybe like confusing mix and match, but this is what we're gonna do with. So like with this type of cream blush in a pot, I feel like it's just convenient to dip my damp sponge to the paint directly, but like sometimes I would pick up the product and kind of like spread it out on the back of my hands, especially when I want to mix it with another product. But like today, we're just gonna apply it with a sponge. Okay, let's try this side first. I'm gonna start in this kind of area. So I was just slightly touching the paint, to be honest with you, and this is really pigmented. You see, it's gonna be always gorgeous. To be honest. Like, I don't mind over applying my blush. I already tell you that. So, but like, there's always a way to fix things, to be honest with you. So like, if it's kind of overhanded like that, I would just use the cleaner side. It's not the cleaner side, the sponge I already used for my complexion product, but like try to use the side without the actual blush itself to blend everything out. And then I think it's okay. I think it's okay because I heard someone said that blush is gonna be the first product that is leaving your face throughout the day, and I think that's kind of correct. It's an easy to fade product, no matter how long it could last. But to be honest with you, something about this formulation, I think it could last really, really long. And it's just so nice. It's a cream blush. I apply it actually on top of my powder, but it's so blurring. And I can see a little bit of shine coming through, so that I don't need to use highlighter. And I also said that I don't even need to use a bronzer. I don't apply any bronzer or highlighter prior to this, so but overall it ties the whole look together. Really, really beautiful. See? Yeah. It was scary at first, wasn't it? So we made it. We made it. We are successful in blending it out. And I wouldn't be too worried because I know this formulation is just top notch. It's so good because it's easy to be manipulated into any kind of intensity and finishes that you want. This is me trying to make it a bit dewier than normal because I'm using a damp sponge. I don't feel like I like using any cream product with like a blending brush. I don't know. It's gonna be like tricky, and yeah, you wouldn't get this kind of like flawless, blurry, and like smooth finish. I think this look is really cute. Actually, I'm gonna apply some more because I didn't apply the product kind of directly to this cheek intentionally, so I think I'm gonna add a little bit more just to balance the two sides out. And I like to kind of do a gradient like this, like darker towards the perimeter of my face, so that it has that kind of contour bronzing effect. And a bit lighter towards the apple of my cheek, of course. Like any other girl on the internet, I'm gonna apply it on the tip of my nose. So this is the finished look. Like I said, there's multiple reasons why I love this cream blush so much. The aesthetic of it, so like the idea of the brand, the idea of the making of the product, the formulation itself. So at the end of the day, I think I really only care about how it is formulated, how it's gonna perform on your skin, and how it's gonna be a good match for your skin type and skin tone. I don't really care about any other details or like advertisement or marketing, the hype around it. This is a solid 10 out of 10, really, really great cream blush. And actually I would recommend, I don't want to say it in the way that you need to buy it or like, okay, you have to purchase something, because this one is like quite up there in the price tag because it's an indie brand. But if you want to splurge on something and you want to take on my recommendations for a really, really high quality product, just go for this one and go for this brand. I think this brand is really, really solid. Yeah, it's just a statement kind of a brand. And I hope you enjoyed this video. This is such a fun video. Just talk about my favorite step in my makeup routine right now. Yeah, I hope you have a good day or a good time or a good one wherever you are. Once again, I'm Cloudy, and hopefully we see each other again. Bye.